you're enjoying the show, don't forget to support us. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. Your star ratings and reviews help others discover our podcast. So take a moment to share your thoughts. We appreciate you, and let's keep the conversation going. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to ADHP. That's Attention Deficit Hyperactive Politics. Will you please welcome your hosts, Doug Robinson, Todd Sellers, and Brandon Popson.
It's been a fun, I hope everybody had a nice week off, enjoyed their Labor Day. We reposted one of my favorite episodes about the universal basic income, so hope you got to listen to that last week. And how about you guys? How was your weekend? How was your Labor Day?
I didn't have to work, so it was great for me.
I don't remember what I did last weekend, honestly. I probably sat around playing
Must
video
have been
games.
a good time.
I mean, I think I finished up my bottle of rum, but beyond that, it was probably video games.
Ooh, what kind of rum was it?
It was Captain Morgan, man.
Oh.
I had a small bottle of Captain Morgan I got last month, or early last month, and then I had a little bit left. I was like, oh, I forgot I still had some of that, so I finished it off.
It's like when you find a spare 20 in your pocket of a jacket you haven't worn since last winter. It's like, oh, nice.
Or you find an unopened candy bar that's been sitting in the back of the freezer or refrigerator or whatever. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say usually when I find a candy bar like that, it's just melted into a pool.
No, I mean I've not in a gross place. That's why I said like the back of the refrigerator or something. But someplace that wasn't on the floor or anything unopened, or rather it was opened or whatever. So yeah, I was like, ooh, sweet, literally.
And Brandon, did you do any streaming over the weekend, or just enjoy your time off?
Nah, I just kind of hung out, played video games. I think I watched a couple animes with my friend. That's about it.
All right, well, just want to let you all know that I did triple your pay for last week, so you got that bonus.
Ooh. Remind me again, what is triple of zero?
Yeah.
Don't worry, with compounding interest, it'll grow over time.
It will be even more. Yeah. No, it was actually. I think the one thing I did do is I watched. I found this show on Amazon through Acorn, which is I guess a British streamer, and it's a show called Irish Blood, and it's about this woman who she gets a letter from her deadbeat dad, I guess, who was originally from Ireland. So she decides to go back to where he's from and give him a piece of her mind and whatever else, and then turns into a murder mystery. And it stars Alicia Silverstone. So it's been really entertaining.
Oh, right on. Is it a recent production?
Yeah, it's brand new, and the season finale is tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to watching the end of it. So.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I tell you who didn't. Well, you know who also took Labor Day off last weekend.
Who was that?
Trump. He went MIA for several days.
Well, yeah, for almost a week actually. Yeah.
And got everyone's hopes up.
I know. Everybody was happy for a split
all the
second.
memes, man. All the memes were fantastic.
Yeah, live your life let this be a lesson to live your life in such a way that when you shut up for a few days, everyone doesn't start hoping you're dead.
Yeah, like openly hoping.
I put the name of the episode as "Is It Dead?" And a quote from Boondock Saints. That's actually one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. He's having a rant and he slams his hand on the table and a gun goes off and kills his girlfriend's cat. And his first reaction is it dead? It's pasted all over the wall. And it's just blood and fur all over the wall. And he goes, "Is it dead?" Yeah.
Let me check. Let me see if I can find a pulse.
If you've not seen Boondock Saints, it's from 1999. It's a great movie. I enjoy it.
I think most people. Absolutely. Yeah, I think most people have seen that movie.
I haven't seen the sequel yet, but
I haven't either. Actually,
that's a watch party.
It's not terrible, but it's not as good as the first one.
Right. Is it not the same director?
It is the same director, same writer. It's Troy Duffy. He did it, and what reason why it took 10 years for him to make that movie is problems with the studio. I guess he's hard to deal with or hard to work with, and the studio was like not having it with him. So um, everybody, I think everybody from the first movie comes back in one way or another. Um,
Hmm.
there is a dream sequence. I guess it's a dream sequence. So you see a couple of dead people that were killed in the first movie, but yeah, no, it's I quote from that movie actually as much as I do from the original one too.
Hmm.
Ding dong, motherfucker, ding dong.
Well, yeah, maybe that could be some Patreon content as we
Yeah,
can do a watch along with
watch that would be
Boondocks
actually
2.
that doing like a watch along or like a yeah commentary track or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, hey, Todd, do we still have a news of the week theme song?
Uh, yeah. Let me double check. I know it's in here. I just don't remember which button it is. Uh,
Well, if you find it, go ahead and play it.
here it is. Here, it's the orange button. Remind me next time it's the orange button, Todd.
It's the orange button. And then press the
And now it's time for our weekly news. We're breaking down the key stories shaping our world, from policy shifts to the latest in global affairs. Let's dive in.
All right. So last time we were together, I think, is where I mentioned that PragerU was started building. What do we want to call them? Admittance tests or filtering tests for
They
teachers coming into Oklahoma from like the state of Washington and California.
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and now we do have. It looks like we have the questions have been revealed.
Yes, I was reading this the other day, and I always found it abhorrent.
So it is
They
for
are
teachers coming from California and New York so far. Okay.
oh,
And
is
it's
that
an
fun?
America
I actually
First. Yeah,
America
it's an
First
America
test.
First certification test. Yeah.
Oh,
So do you want to go through the article, or you?
oh, you can do it if you want to.
Sure. So this is coming from News on 6, which is out of Oklahoma City. So it's the sub headline here is a test to safeguard values or a loyalty exam. So there's teachers who are moving to Oklahoma from California or New York will now be required to pass a newly unveiled America First certification test, which is a 34 question exam designed in partnership with PragerU. So we told you about that and how it's being championed by their state superintendent. So what is on the test? It's been released publicly, and here are the questions as been obtained by News 9. Question 26 of 34. Odd place to start first.
Yeah, I also noticed that too. Yeah.
Here's the full exam. Question 26. Is that part of the exam? Like you're like supposed to do they question things being out of order, or do they just go with what they're told?
I think if you question anything that is like not like a yes or no, they're gonna be like, doesn't follow instructions.
Yeah. Doesn't know how to do double think.
So this question, which apparently is number 26, is what was Abraham Lincoln's primary reason for waging the Civil War?
Now, this one they don't show the answer to, but I have a guess.
Well, the options are to preserve states' rights, to abolish slavery, to preserve the Union, or to end the Union.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the answer is supposed to be C, the preserve the Union. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
like
It is
not
not gonna
every
be.
question in here is the wrong answer.
Ooh, ooh,
Well,
ooh! I know. It's all the above.
Yeah. But one says to do and the other says to not do that. One says X and one says not X.
every time I get to talking on anything on this microphone, my older cat runs up to me and has to like smash against me. I'm not yelling at anyone, Wonton. It's fine.
He's marking you.
He's like, are you okay, Dad? Do you need
You're
your meds?
so weird, cat. It's okay, Wonton. Get out of here, girl. You're fine.
And then next question, it goes from question 26 to question 6. Should teachers be allowed to express their own political viewpoints in the classroom in order to persuade the students to adopt their point of view?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so, and the answers they provide are yes, teachers have freedom of speech too, which does not stop at the classroom door. Or B, no, once you become a teacher, your freedom of speech in and out of the classroom is restricted. Or C, yes, sometimes when the issues involve civil rights or social justice. Or no, the classroom is not an appropriate venue for political activism.
I'm
Oh
gonna guess
man.
the answer is not C, according to.
No, C is see what I'm thinking is some of these answers are quote unquote technically correct or not. Others are like value assessments and they're trying to find
Yeah.
trigger answers. So like if you say, "Oh, it's okay if it's civil rights or social justice," they're like, "Oh, you're woke."
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah,
Like that's a landmine answer.
yeah.
But if you said A, teachers have freedom of speech too, they might not. They may, it may depend on your other answers whether that has any bother to them.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, probably.
But I'm sure what they want you to say is no, the classroom is not an appropriate venue for political activism,
Yeah, yeah.
which is hilarious considering like what they are actively doing here by invoking this questionnaire.
And why? How did PragerU get in charge of this? That's insane to me.
Because they're inserting themselves into all these things.
Yeah.
They offer content to school districts to be taught as like like it was it Texas or Tennessee or something like that actually tried to get PragerU as the curriculum.
I think
That's
it
a
was
fucking.
Florida that did that, wasn't it?
Could have been.
I mean, it sounds like Florida anyhow.
But it's ridiculous. Yeah, it'd be like if the three of us just came up with like a, a animation and said this is education.
Yeah, and needs to be taught to everyone as like state indoctrination.
Isn't it PragerU that did that video of telling that that slavery is better than death, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they made stuff
yeah.
defending slavery. Yep.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like what's his face that says he discovered America. Like
Yeah, Christopher Columbus,
Columbus, that's what
making
it was,
arguments for for why slavery wasn't that bad of a thing.
And the animation looked like it was something out of like Nick Jr. or whatever the Disney equivalent is.
Yeah, that's how they've always been. I've had the misfortune of interacting and seeing some of those videos, but
They look like really bad like flash animations from like the early 2000s too.
they're literally just animated propaganda, like
Yeah.
hard right propaganda.
They're like what were those paper? What were those little leaflets that people used to leave behind at bus stations? Tracks, Christian tracks,
Oh, the Bible tracks. What are they
Bible
called?
tracks. Yeah, like
God, religions are weird.
the video equivalent of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whoa, hi Wonton. What's up, baby girl?
Kitty, kitty, meow meow meow.
And in addition to these questions that we've gone over so far, so the article talks about how there's there's a litany of like cultural and identity related content, and this to me is like a lot of these questions have no place whatsoever in like can this certified teacher, like, should we allow them to teach in our state? Like none of a bunch of these questions are like, what relevancy do they have at all, other than they're just trying to culturally shape the teachers they get.
Yeah.
Because the questions are like, why is freedom of religion important to Americans' identity? Like that's such a arbitrary question to ask. Like,
Well,
why
I
not?
mean that's the thing. That is actually not a bad question, but the look at the answer. That's not the right answer to that question.
Yeah, it protects religious choice from government control. I mean, that's an aspect of it, but it is a angled reading of it, right? Like it's.
Well, I would also say it protects the government from instilling a religion on everyone else.
Right.
More importantly.
But also, why not ask about the press? Why not ask about like, why are we signaling this? Why are we specifically asking about the freedom of religion here? And I believe it's because they're trying to shape. They want religion to be in the classroom.
Oh yes.
And then they go on to ask, what is the fundamental biological distinction between males and females? What does that have to do with someone who wants to teach the 5th grade or high school social studies? Or like, you're not, unless you're quizzing them to, like, if they aren't taking a biology test, like why is that question even on here? And then it goes on, which chromosome pair determines biological sex? How is a child's biological sex typically identified? The answer to that is visual anatomical
Anatomical.
observation and chromosomes. So
This. Yeah,
again,
huh?
no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, they're like literally just like so like anything that they would consider woke. They're trying to filter out. That's what they're trying to find.
Yeah, it's like these questions they're completely irrelevant to whether you should like because they're not these questions aren't to like are you smart enough to be a teacher. These are just should we allow you to teach in our state at assuming you have all the other proper qualifications. So it's like and unless it's not like this is a general knowledge quiz to see if you're right for this state. It's literally just are you going to are you going to conform to our version of reality essentially.
I mean, some of these questions aren't bad, but most of them are.
I'm just trying to figure out what's their purpose in this type of a questionnaire.
Oh well,
Like,
the culture and identity one that is totally like this is an anti woke questionnaire. They're trying to find anybody who has any left leaning beliefs
yep,
and try to get them out of the classroom from teaching. You know, where was this? The Oklahoma? Oh no, from fucking yeah, Oklahoma. That's
yep.
just fucking shocker. You know, I'm surprised it's not Texas. To be honest with you, I'm sure that they're gonna try.
And then it goes to a civics and history basics, which is a bunch of basic history facts and civics.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm
what are the
saying. Not
first
all of these questions are terrible. Yeah,
well, it's
a
like,
teacher should know some of this stuff. You know.
well, a teacher should know all this, almost all of this stuff. But why is this the like? Is this their only bar to becoming a teacher? Like, they need to. Is this everything they're doing to determine whether you're a competent teacher? Because then it's not enough.
Yeah, because of it. Yeah, as far as like a knowledge test, this is way too basic. But that the whole cultural identity related questions, every single one of those is just I don't know what the word is, leading.
And then it puts, and yeah, it's very leading, yes. And what was the primary reason the colonists fought the British? Apparently, the correct answer to that is to resist taxation without representation, which has to be perhaps the greatest oversimplification of that. Like, they're literally just taking one of the slogans from that time and saying, this was the whole reason. This
Yeah,
was the reason.
there was a lot beyond that.
A lot.
I'm posting links online for people to jump in and watch us live. So
Yeah, no, that's good.
sharing.
I forgot to actually post it on my Facebook, which I will do.
That's all good. That's why I'm like
Uno mas.
telling you guys that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm so quiet. Like, what's he? We can't see your guys' faces. What are you doing? What is Todd doing? He's so quiet. That's not normal.
Why is he? Todd hasn't been talking for a long time. It just sounds like he's stirring mac and cheese.
Staring? What? No, that's Doug. That's fat breathing, and you should know.
I had the YouTube link up, and then I apparently.
Click. There we go.
Oh, here it is.
You can watch both on Twitch and on YouTube. There's a little bit more interactive ability on Twitch, I think. There's like an applause button that you can click on. People can click on it, and it will play an applause sound effect.
Oh, we actually hear an applause?
Yeah.
Ouch.
I was going to add some other things, too. Like, but we're not that kind of stream, so I don't want, like, random, like, sound effects just popping in while we're talking.
I kind of like that stuff, though. Like,
I mean, I do, too. That's why I was like, oh, I want to do that. And like, then I started thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I don't want random fart sounds or, like, run, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know.
Oh, you mean like when people can pay to have that happen or whatever?
Yeah, making use of parts.
Yeah. No, that's different than just drops that we're doing for hilarious timing.
I mean, it would be great if you guys could also have your own set of drops. That we could do that through, like, when we were using Discord. I wish there was a way for us to do it through Twitch, because I like this Twitch setup a lot better. It's a lot easier to set up on OBS.
That's not surprising. That's Twitch. Oh, right. Just
All right, got
well,
that. So what they're saying about this test, with how they're defending it, is he calls it as a safeguard. The superintendent of schools, Walters, has defended this requirement as a safeguard against what he describes as California and New York mandate teaching 27 genders and erasing differences between men and women.
yeah.
They're not
There we
recent.
go.
They're just recent to people that don't know better.
But I don't know where the 27 genders comes from.
Oh, it's just one of the jokes. It's one of the 3 jokes they have.
Actually, I think there are more than just 2 or 3. I think there's several. I just
Well,
don't
it's
know
a
them off
gender
the
is
top.
kind of a spectrum, right?
Yeah, it's a spectrum.
It's a social.
It's a fluid, I guess you could say. I know that the
And
Native Americans have a two-spirit thing that's how they refer to people who are trans, I think.
that's something I've heard about before, but I've never. Yeah, I don't know the
I'm not
specifics
sure
of
about the
that.
details of that. Yeah.
But Oklahoma already has a teacher shortage, and this is obviously what the critics are saying, is that this is keeping people from even wanting to teach there even more. And it just, how do we put it into people's faces that people that want better results, people that want better education, people that want better outcomes? How do we get them to understand, like, just look at, like, here's all the Republican states and how they're all at the bottom in all these categories, and here's liberal states and how they're all at the top of all these categories. It's like, if you invest in people, if you invest in education, if you allow for people who care about the work to do the work and not just people that are willing to fit your mindset, like, you get so much better outcomes. And yet people are willing to take up guns to fight for their right to have a worse life. Like, it just, how do we fix that? How do we get through to these people?
Well, this is why they're in a cult. This is exactly why it is a cult.
And is it a media failure that not getting the facts out in a reliable way that reaches people?
I feel like the facts are there. They just don't want to accept them. They don't
Yeah.
even want to read about
Yeah.
them.
Well, but, like, even right now, like, if I wanted to know about, like, hey, these states are the ones that have been doing the best in education and living standards for the last 20 years, it's not like I would have to go think about it, like, okay, I'm going to Google this and I'm going to have to find a good source, and I have to understand that this source is better than another source, and
Doug, that's because
the news just doesn't cover it.
Doug, you're using logic, and they don't know how to do that.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Is this the media's failure to not be the logic brain for these people?
Well,
And
I
put
mean,
it out there?
it's hard to be logic when you don't believe the shit that is told you by experts. When you say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about," although they are like a scientist or a professional in that field, and the average dumbass who voted for Trump is like, they don't know what they're talking about. This guy on YouTube says,
Yeah. Exactly that.
and I believe him.
Yeah, I don't think we're relying on the media to teach people. I mean, media is how people get their information, though, so I guess that is a.
I mean, what MAGA has done is basically create an entirely alternate reality.
Alternative facts.
By way of their control of the media.
The alternative facts was remember the alternative facts? When people tell me the worst things Trump has done, I think the most damaging to this date is still him making the argument for alternative facts. Because he basically said at that point to his followers, you can pick and choose what you actually want to believe.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why you can't get through to them, because they don't care about the facts.
Ah, man, every single time I keep scrolling thinking I'm going to see something entertaining on my feed, and it's all Trump stuff.
I mean, that can be entertaining in its own way.
Yeah, but I'm like hoping to see other things. Like right now, the VMAs are happening on network television. I was watching it before we started recording. I was like, I don't know who any of these fuckers are. I'm old. I'm officially old. I don't know anybody who's on the VMAs. I recognize Busta Rhymes, and that was it.
I was gonna say the last time I think I knew anybody on the VMAs was probably like 2005.
And like, oh, and Ricky Martin, I guess, got like an like some sort of Latin like Vanguard or something award. So it's like, okay, who are these young people? She's gorgeous and she can sing, but who the fuck is she? You know?
Would you like to go scream at some clouds, old man?
Get off my lawn, Brandon!
It'll happen to you.
You're only 10 years behind me, dude.
I know. By the way, you guys did the thing that Trump's talking about invading Chicago.
Oh, dude! Did you see the video of all the ice trucks? I mean, like de-icing the trucks that the city puts out.
The salt trucks.
The salt trucks, yeah. And I saw a video, and I posted it in our private chat, so you guys could check it out. But basically, we're saying these things will block all the roadways, and then everyone will have to avoid going downtown because of them. And the city is doing this to keep the ice trucks from coming into Chicago.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out
ice to stop ice.
Using ice de-ice trucks.
Yeah,
ice salt truck. Using salt to fight ice.
Yeah, and in itself is kind of funny, but just.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what they were gonna, because I noticed in the video they said they're gonna line all the streets with these salt trucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that to make it so that you like can't pull up to the sidewalk?
No, so once they deploy, they're just parked right now. Once they deploy, they're going to be locking down all those streets. Like you won't be able to drive through those streets when they're doing their thing because they're going to be. You know how those trucks will put the shit out on the ground to keep it from getting iced over, pun intended. But yeah, it's yeah. No, I think it was fucking brilliant. I don't know why other places haven't thought of doing that. Probably.
Well, not every place has an army of salt trucks like Chicago would.
Good point. Very good point.
Some of those northern cities, like we don't. Even here in Seattle, we don't have them like that. Like we have some, but
we have them, but not like an armada.
We got very few. We don't have enough of them. Every time the ice is out here.
Yeah, because we don't. We could go a whole winter without needing them.
That is
Whereas
true.
Chicago knows they're going to need them, and so they're able to fund for them.
Right.
Oh, damn it. That's where my stuff.
I kind of want to move to Chicago now. Knowing that
it's a wonderful place. I've visited there. I spent a weekend there on the way to Michigan and absolutely loved it. Always wanted to go back. Everybody I know that visits Chicago loves it.
Yeah.
And they have deep dish pizza, which is actually pretty yummy.
I have to admit, that's my favorite type of pizza is deep dish. I love Godfather's was my favorite growing up.
It's not pizza.
It is pizza. And it's fine to have pineapple on it too while we're at it.
Yep, I'm with you on that. But yeah, Chicago style deep dish you get the right place like Pizzeria Uno. It's amazing. It's a totally different experience from regular pizza, but
they're not around anymore. But Godfather's was Chicago style pizza, and I fucking loved Godfather's.
Now that's not deep dish though. That's a different type of.
No. I mean, they had. You probably do. You even remember Godfather's? Because it doesn't sound like you do. Because those pizzas were not thin in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
They were nothing like the thin pizzas you get at like Domino's and shit. These were like thick.
Like pan pizzas. Probably.
Yeah, they were pan pizzas, man.
Yeah, the deep dish at like Pizzeria Uno in Chicago is like 4 or 5 inches, like 4 inches.
Oh thick. Yeah, like the old school like Chicago style pizza is like
crazy.
They make pizza in
it's like a lasagna.
Pan. They make a pizza in a pie pan.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Or maybe even bigger than that. Like
I am such a nerd for pizza. My sister, when she worked for Pietro's Pizza back in the 80s, she told me all kinds of stuff, and I still remember all that shit, like how to cut it properly, and where I actually don't remember where I heard this, but I remember hearing that the idea of the pizza did not originate in Italy or even Sicily. It started
it's American.
It started here in America because they didn't have all the ingredients they needed to make a full calzone, so they made a half a calzone, essentially. They didn't have the top half; they just had the bottom, and they used different ingredients. Like the sauces were different, and the toppings were all different too. Sorry,
Yeah.
didn't mean to like go
The
full
pizza.
like special interest bullshit on you guys.
Well, that's why we're ADHP, man.
Yeah.
Did you know? I was gonna ask you though, like talking about liking deep dish pizza. Did you ever go to Pizza Dome in Wallingford?
No, I think I'm aware of it. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever eaten there because I mean I lived in North Seattle. I grew up on the east side in the Renton area, but I think I remember seeing driving past it or something. I was like, oh, that might be a good place to go check out. Yeah, but I think
It was so interesting, so different. I don't, and the sad part is I don't know if it exists anymore.
oh bummer.
But what they did is they had these like cast iron bowls essentially,
Oh okay.
and they'd line the cast iron bowl with dough, and then just fill it with cheese and ingredients
Wow,
and
that's
pizza sauce.
making me hungry.
Cover
Dude.
cover it back up, like cover it up, and then bake the fucking bowl.
Oh wow.
And then they bring it to your table and turn it upside down and smack it so the pizza would come out, and you literally just had a dome of pizza.
There was I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been out that way in forever, but there was a place out in Redmond. I think it was like Flying Saucer Pizza or something. And when you go in the place, it's a small place. You can eat inside, but it's got like old school like Silver Age like science fiction stuff. So like the day the Earth stood still, and War of the Worlds, that kind of like memorabilia all over the place. And there's like videos playing of old black and white like science fiction movies and stuff. I thought that was a cool place.
Yeah, that does sound cool. Okay, so it was the Wallingford Pizza House is where they did the Pizza Dome,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and I don't know if it still exists.
I think the last time I saw a Godfather's Pizza, I found one in Federal Way, or just south of Federal Way. And I was like, I have to have one. I went back there and ordered a pizza and ate it. And I was like, I don't remember it being this greasy. It was really gross. Yeah.
Yeah, Yelp reports that this location has closed.
That's a bummer.
Ironically, there's a Wallingford Pizza House in Wallingford, Connecticut.
Oh,
I don't think it's the same.
probably not.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Right?
I know, me too.
You got me thinking about pizza, and I'm like, oh, fuck, now I want a pizza.
All right, let's start ordering pizza, and then we'll end the show when it gets here.
There is a place here in Renton that has really good pizza. It's called Pizza Dudes. They're in the same.
Oh, we used to order from there. Yeah,
They're in the
when we
same
lived
parking
there.
lot as the Dollar Tree. So yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
right across from
Yeah.
Liberty Park. Yeah.
I feel like they had huge pizzas too.
Yeah, I haven't eaten a full size pizza in a long time. I actually was just down there last week, and I had just a personal pan. It was like maybe 8 inches across. It was not a very big pizza, but it was very delicious. And it wasn't greasy at all, which was amazing. Because nothing worse than having it like just oozing with grease, and you have to like. At least I do. I don't know about you guys, but when a pizza is that greasy, I'll put like napkins on it to soak up all the excess grease, because otherwise.
Oh yeah, I don't want it like soggy. Yeah.
Well, no, it will mess me up. I'll be like, it's worse than like having dairy. I'll be like, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
There's an Indian pizza spot around the corner from me that's really good. They do
Indian pizza?
Yeah, like Indian themed pizzas. Like they have like a butter chicken pizza.
Tikka
They have
masala
like
pizza?
yeah, all that stuff. They have a lamb one that I need to try next.
Is it on like actual pizza crust, or is it like
Oh, yeah.
non?
Oh, it's on actual. I mean, it's a pizza crust as far as I know. I think it's a pizza crust, just regular pizza,
Yeah.
but it's super good.
Every
I
time
am not an Indian food guy.
Me either, man. I've
I've not found anything I like.
every time
Oh, really? I love Indian food. Oh my god.
every time I roll past that one in downtown Renton on 3rd, I have to like close the vents on my car because it just permeates my car with that smell.
Oh, see, I love that
don't-
smell.
I don't.
I'm not a curry guy.
Me
I'm not
either.
yeah.
Any food that has a consistency of baby shit, I'm not eating it. No, thank you.
I mean, I like pudding.
I mean, that's not the same thing. Okay. there's like granulars in curry that make it look like you know like really
And it's
thick like thick soup is what it looks like.
It's really earthy flavors. I feel like in
Yeah,
Indian
it
food,
smells.
You're not getting it hot enough. You need to get it blazing hot.
and I don't like spicy.
Like
I'm
I don't
not a
like
big
spicy
guy.
either.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm not a spicy
Okay.
guy. When I was
Okay.
when I was like 5 years old, Brandon, my brother who lived in Texas for years came home and had a bottle of what he called Mexican pickles, and I love pickles. And I was
Oh,
like,
they were
I,
jalapenos.
yep. And I go, I love pickles. I'll have one. And he hands me this jalapeno, and all my siblings were all there. My mom and my stepdad and everybody were there, and they're like watching me like take a bite of this pepper. And I go, what's wrong with this pickle? Why are you guys snickering and laughing? So I took a bite of the very tip of it, thinking there was something wrong with it, not knowing that's the hottest part of the whole pepper, you know.
Oh, jeez.
And so I bit the tip of it off because they're all going.
Was it a pickled pepper or a regular pepper?
It was a jalapeno, but still, that's a pepper, right?
Was it pepper? I'm sure.
But was it
Yeah.
pickled or not pickled?
I couldn't tell you. It was a jalapeno either way. So it was
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It was so I bit into this thing and my face like started to melt, and of course they're all like howling and cackling like crazy people. And I grabbed this big old glass of water and I started drinking it, and of course my entire face went numb, and then someone managed to squeak out in between giggling and laughing and just pissing themselves from laughter, drink milk, and I filled a glass of milk and I started drinking that, and that's when it started to calm down, and I've never been able to eat anything with peppers or jalapenos since. Without like
No, I understand. I get that for
reliving
sure.
that trauma. It sounds funny today. I can laugh about it now because that's why I told the story.
But it's a shit thing to do to a kid. Like,
It's when you're the youngest of 5 kids and the 3 oldest are like 15 years older than you.
How old were you?
At the time, I think I was like 5 or 6. It was right around the time that Star Wars
yeah,
was
like
massive.
that's way
Fuck up.
too young. To
Yeah,
fuck with
I was
Okay,
huge
I
into
thought you
Star
were.
Wars.
I thought you were like you were gonna say like 12 or something. Like
No.
okay, that's kind of funny. But
Maybe
5, no,
maybe
that's
at the
fucked up.
latest 9 or 10. Maybe at the latest 9 or 10, but no, I was young. And I've never liked hot spicy foods ever since, just because of that.
Oh damn it! I'll be right back. You guys keep going. My cat did something. I'll be back. In like
Okay,
5
no
minutes.
worries.
No worries.
What's next on the docket, Doug?
Yeah, so this is something I'd seen. Over 30 countries are suspending or restricting shipments to the U.S.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, right. So this is coming from USA Today. Now this is a little more than a week old. There may be an update to this, but as of this story, more than 30 nations had suspended some partial shipments to the United States in preparation of new tariff rules going into effect this week. So basically, like the de minimis exemption is going away and that sort of thing. So
Okay.
a bunch of countries are like, we don't know, because like it used to be like exempt if your thing was like under $100 that you were shipping.
Oh,
And so
okay.
so that's what made international shipping for like small items affordable. With the de minimis exemption going away, they're like, well, we don't know what it's going to cost now, so we're just not going to do it right now. So allowed package. So previously, the de minimis trade agreement, an exemption that for years allowed packages worth less than $800 to enter the U.S. duty-free. In 2024, de minimis shipments coming into the United States were valued at more than $1.36 billion with a B, according to Customs and Border Protection.
Billion.
And so the UN's Universal Postal Union, which promotes cooperation between postal services of its 192 member countries, said the changes will entail considerable operational changes for postal operators around the world.
Oh,
The
wow.
agency said in a statement to USA Today that it could not name the 25 countries they are suspending services, adding that the nations communicated with the agency via their internal emergency system. So there you go. There's one use for the emergency broadcast system, huh? Send messages to the UN. Many nations' postal services and international shipping companies have already announced their suspensions, and here's a partial list. They include. See, should I sing this? Should I try and do this like a Wacko Yakko and Dot type thing? Like
If you want to try it, go for it, man. That'd be hilarious.
They include Australia, Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, India, Italy, and Japan. Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Malta, Moldova, Montenegro, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Serbia, Singapore, Slovenia, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Taiwan, Thailand. That's all that there are, and I'm on an island.
Rob Paulson would be very proud of you, Doug. I think if he was watching, he would be like, "That was amazing, dude."
I didn't even pre-read the list.
No, it was really good.
I just logged into a weird song. What was that?
he was trying his best to do like
Animaniac
the
style.
Animaniac
of all
style of all the capitals
the countries
or whatever.
that suspended
Countries,
shipping.
yeah. I wish we had cameras on that we could all just see the look on Brandon's face. Like, what the hell is he doing?
What have I walked in? I told them to carry the show for 2 minutes.
And I come back and he's singing fucking karaoke and shit.
Like, what did I miss?
Not much. I mean, we were just going on about what's the story we were just talking about, Doug? And my brain is kind of
how over 30 countries are
right,
suspending or restricting shipments to the U.S. because the de minimis exemption is being sunsetted.
Oh yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on that, Brendan, before we move on to the next story?
Oh, I just think it's a crazy story that there are so many fucking how that's gonna influence like small businesses and stuff who like need parcels from those countries, like automotive industries and stuff who fix cars
but also like trying to order like personal shopping where you're like ordering stuff overseas, like you can't do that anymore now.
From Japan even, that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's kind of part of their plan, right? That's part of the America First agenda, where it's like, well, maybe you should order from Etsy people in America then. Like that's what they're trying to do, which is like, in some sense, there's some logic to that in that way, but to do these broad strokes for fine tuning is
the only downside to that is a lot of these people who make stuff here in America get their stuff from overseas.
Yes. Now, theoretically, in terms of this one particular story, they would be ordering in bulk, and so but then we run into the other tariffs, right? Then we run into the other tariffs. So if they're not de minimis, because most of the de minimis is going to be shoppers, right? Because you're ordering stuff in less than $800 amounts.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you run into the bigger issues of people trying to source their mass quantities for mass production in America from stuff that's overseas because we don't produce it in America.
And we don't have the resources to make everything here in America.
Right. And some shit, just like coffee, you're just really not going to grow it in America to any satisfactory extent. It's just not the right climate.
Yep. Or like bananas, you can't at all.
Yeah. And certain minerals are only in certain parts of the world.
And that would influence all kinds of things like tech.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of just enforcing the wrong thing, we've got the story on the Hyundai plant in Georgia. The Hyundai.
Yeah, I actually don't want to add that to the list because I saw a video on it earlier today actually, and it was like all these people that were working at the plant were there from Hyundai to set everything up so they can hire people to work there. These were not people that are going to be working there long term. These were people who were setting everything up, making sure all the machines are the way they're supposed to be, and they're going to be training all the new hires. Like, was it 3,500 people they were going to hire? But yeah, fucking weird.
Yeah, they arrested 475, most of them South Korean nationals, in a raid Thursday at a massive electronic vehicle battery plant under construction in Elabel, Georgia, near Savannah.
Was that a Tesla plant?
No, Hyundai.
Which is
a Korean company.
It right there. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm paying attention.
The plant is a joint venture between. Literally, the next sentence I was going to read. The plant is a joint venture between Hyundai Motor Group and LG Energy Solution.
Okay.
It's literally the next
I'm
sentence.
jumping ahead, and I wasn't actually reading, so there you go.
No, that's okay. Yeah, no, all good. But this surprised me though, because when I first saw the headline, I figured it was just a Hyundai plant, and they were hiring, undocumented immigrants.
That's what everybody else thought too, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it's literally a plant that was full of Korean nationals that they shipped over specifically to kick off the plant.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's what all the other videos I saw about this were like Trumpers are like, yeah, they're bringing all these people from Korea to work here, and they're, you know, and they're all immigrants from Korea and blah, blah. Like, yeah, except for one thing. These people are just here to set things up and get the training set up for the people they are going to hire from here to work there. So.
And then Presidential Chief of Staff Kang Hoon-sik said that South Korea and the U.S. had finalized negotiations on the workers' release, with South Korea planning to send a charter plane to bring more than 300 workers home.
That's fucking stupid.
This
really
country
is.
is a joke. Oh my
man.
God.
Canada, can you please adopt us?
I know. Please.
Cascadia now.
Yes, I am. I will start talking like Doug and Bob McKenzie if I have to.
We're close enough already. I mean, whenever I play online video games, people always, and like I actually join the chat, people always say I sound Canadian. So.
That's because you sound so nice, Doug. You're so pleasant to talk to.
And because my name's Doug.
Yeah, and your name is Doug, so they're automatically thinking, you know, either it's Doug or Wayne, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Wayne."
I can't remember if it's like Kathleen Madigan or Jim Gaffigan, but they mention how like how Canada's like an entire country named Doug.
I don't know who the woman is. But I don't know who she is, but I know who. Yeah.
You would love Kathleen Madigan. Oh my God.
I might actually know her.
Amazing.
I just don't know her by name. I mean.
Red hair, and you'd probably recognize her voice. Her first Comedy Central Presents. She got in like that first group in like 99, 2000. So like.
Okay.
She's a heavy hitter, and then like she was the first comic I saw live after Trump first got elected in 2016.
Okay. Kathleen Madigan. Okay, let me
Yeah.
do some Google foo here and see if I can find it.
And in the meantime, Florida to use drones for school shootings. Wait, so they're doing the school shootings now?
No, they're gonna use them to combat them with pepper pellets.
Did I ever tell you my joke about that?
No, what now?
My pun. So on Facebook, this is like a year ago now. Somebody posted on Facebook that puns could never be topical. They're always just some throwaway cheesy joke. And I was like, well, and I just thought for a second, and I like immediately was just like, they're banning guns, or they're banning books in Florida schools. But thanks to Ron DeSantis and the NRA, the children still have access to magazines.
Aha!
Brandon just stonewalled me on that.
He's like, I mean, Brandon, you could probably help him punch it up a little bit.
I'm watching the video of this drone in operation.
I had visuals in my head of like drones coming into a school. And like, oh, look, a drone! And it starts picking kids off in the playground. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah.
So what is going on here? What are they doing?
Basically, for school shootings, they're deciding to spawn with fleets of basically drones that will be armed with non-lethal pepper pellets. And this is because the cops are just so afraid of going in, and now that we know the cops are that afraid of going in, we'll just send in robots. Yeah, I mean, at least that's a good thing. They won't worry about anybody getting shot, so they probably stop that one. Huh? So they will go in and actually help people as opposed to that Ovadi bullshit. But it's still sad that this is even a thing in this country. Like, we have to combat school shootings still in 2025.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, in all these things, it's all the two paths dilemma. It's we could go the path of increasing funding, making sure people are taken care of, making sure there's adequate mental health research or mental health counseling and places, ways to help people, keep people out of poverty, have smart, intelligent gun laws, have mental health screening. We could do all this stuff, or we could increase the police state.
Yeah, and right? These are $15,000 a unit.
And so instead of making any effort to reduce the incidences of gun violence, we're just going to increase the response to them.
Yep. It doesn't fix the problem.
We're going to fund the response, not the underlying problem.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't fix the problem at all.
Yeah.
And then
Anyhow,
here, another thing that's happened. Yeah, no, I mean it's same as it ever was, but that is really the fight. That's really the fight for the American soul that we're in right now. Is
it's it's
we've taken a clear step off of the New Deal, make the world a better place path, and we're firmly going on to the you know do it and I'll fucking show you what's up path.
I'll
Like,
give you something
yeah.
to cry about or a boot.
yeah,
There we go.
exactly. It's not we're full like we've been stepping off the better path for decades where I thought we were getting back on it. I thought we were going down it, but it turns out we've been slowly stepping off of it uh, for like each of the last 10 decades with some minor leaning back to it in the Obama era. But
Yeah.
that's really where the fight is. It's like, are we gonna spend our money? Are we gonna spend less money doing the right thing, or are we gonna spend more money fighting the repercussions of not having done the right thing? Like,
But
that's
people
the way
don't
it should
want to
be
give
for
up their
everybody.
guns. Their Second Amendment, though. What about that? The freedoms.
And quite frankly, we're not asking people to give up their guns. We're asking people to pay more attention to their guns and make sure other people aren't making off with them and using them incorrectly. And
Oh,
then
Right.
we want
I
to
know.
keep new
I know.
people, and then we want to keep people that shouldn't have guns from having them in the first place. We're not trying to take anyone's gun away.
The thing that always
That's
cracked me
that's
up
my spin on it.
the thing
Yeah,
that always
absolutely. That's
cracked
right.
me up about the 2A people is like they're always assuming that the Democrats are going to take their guns away, and they have never done anything in as such. I think Trump has talked about like banning guns, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's talked about
Well,
taking away people's guns, and
just
then like,
recently, right? The
yeah, I don't know. Recently, I know early in his last election he did.
I know
well,
in the most recent, like in the last few weeks, he's mentioned it.
yeah, I was gonna say just recently he floated the idea of banning trans people from having guns, and
Oh
he
yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
got
That's
pushed
right.
back on it. He actually got pushed back on it from the right.
Yeah, the NRA actually said you can't take away guns from trans people.
They're like,
Which
this
I
is the
was,
one thing we do. We sell guns.
which
You
I'm
can't do
actually
this.
surprised they did that. To be honest with you, I am blown away by the fact they did that.
Well, it shows you where the real power is, right? Like the NRA is still as small as they are. They have this crazy influence because people legitimately believe that if the NRA came out and said like, "All right, now's the time, get your gun and go and go check the loyalty of your neighbor," like people would do it. Like the NRA actually has that influence.
Maybe.
Like the NRA could order 66 us all. That's what people worry. Like there's
Yeah.
enough legitimate belief that maybe people would listen. That the NRA does way more than it ever should.
Wontons. Oh my god. Now the cat needs something else. I'll be right back. God damn it. What does this cat want now?
What we need, Todd, is for Brandon to get some more cat toys. No, what we
This is true.
Need to get
Or
him
something.
one of those laser things that you can set up and have it like shine lasers in the corner of the room so the cat can go over there and fuck off.
I think she
but
needs water or something now. Actually, so I'll be right back.
It's all good.
no worries. But what I was gonna say though is what we need is a leftist NRA. Excuse me.
I mean,
It's like because the idea that leftists don't have guns is a big myth because a lot of leftists
Yeah.
are anarchists and
Dude.
they definitely have guns.
I saw a video just a couple days ago. The Black Panther group is still around. I didn't know that they were still
Oh, yeah.
around. I thought they kind of went away once they weren't needed anymore. And apparently they're still around and they're making themselves be known more visibly. More recent, there was in Philadelphia, I think it was. This guy was like, "Yes, I carry. I have a permit. We're allowed to open carry. And blah 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 blah." I don't. It doesn't matter if someone saw it and they saw a black man carrying a gun. I'm not waving it around like a crazy person. It's on my hip where it should be.
Yep. And the Black Panthers were like, I mean, they were basically a communist organization, and they were literally doing ground level civil organizing and like feeding kids and bringing books and making education accessible to inner city areas where
Yeah.
the public funding of schools was not it was substandard.
Right.
And the the Black Panthers, like, they did a lot of good stuff. They're also, they also were heavily demonized. Their leaders were assassinated, and they were basically treated like a version of the Ku Klux, they were treated like a mirror of the Ku Klux Klan, which is just, basically the capitalist liberalism, like,
Right.
showing that it's as much afraid as that kind of organizing where people are feeding and funding and educating the people as they are of terrorists trying to burn crosses and lynch people. Like, they're like, these are both equal threats to society.
Yeah. Oh, hey, did you see that video of the woman who got mad that somebody else caught the ball at a Phillies game?
So I've been trying to figure this out because I have not seen any video. I've seen multiple memes and still frames, and then I've seen conflicting information, like some people saying she was fired, some people saying no, that's not the woman in the picture. Now there's another post saying that this woman was at a rock concert doing something even more egregious, which I'm like, is this real or is this
No,
just
the
AI?
that's a meme making fun of her. You know how
That's
the
what I
the
thought.
Coldplay concert where the guy got caught with his mistress or
Right.
whatever? That's what that was. They were putting her in that spot. She has all these baseballs in her hands and she's at the Coldplay concert. But
Oh,
no, but in the actual video, the ball bounces on whatever level they were on at the wherever they play. I don't know. And he grabs it off the ground after it hits the ground, and she's like, "Hey, that's mine!" And he walked away with the ball and handed it to his kid. And she came over and like hit him and was like, "You took that from me!" And he's like, "Whoa, lady, chillax." These aren't his exact words, mind you. This is just how
He did or did not take it from her?
he didn't take it from. He picked it up off the. They both reached for it at the same time, and he got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And and because she like came up to him and hit him, she smacked him on the shoulder and started yelling at him. He's like, "Whoa!" He kind of like put his hands up, like, "Okay, whatever," and handed her the ball. And then the baseball team found out about it and like invited the kid and his family to go backstage with the guy who hit the ball into the stands and got like a
Right.
care package from the team. I didn't hear anything about her getting fired from her job, but that's fucking hilarious if she did. But
Yeah, but people were saying that, like, that's the person who got fired is not the person in the video.
oh,
But then this band named Traumatic with like a K, they said that she came to their show and this wasn't a meme with baseballs or whatever. This was just a tweet of them just describing what happened.
see if I
But
can
but
find
what
the
they
video.
describe is so ridiculous that it sounds like they may just be making fun of her. But
what they
Probably.
say?
I can't find it. I'm scrolling Facebook right now and trying to see if I can find it again. I don't think it'll come up if I search for Traumatic.
See, I found a bunch of videos. See if any of these.
Okay,
are-
yeah, here it is. So post-traumatic, but it's Traumatik, like traumatic. They say that what many don't know is that this isn't her first offense. A few weeks ago, the same woman attended an all-ages show where our band, Post Traumatic, was playing. Our guitarist saw a young boy in a wheelchair near the front of the stage and knelt down to give him a signed set list and a guitar pick. But this Karen wearing one of our shirts snatched the items from the boy's hands while shouting obscenities. And then they go on to say how they made things right with the fan after the show. It sounds like it's just a parody of what actually happened at the
Yeah,
Phillies
I
game.
just sent
Yeah.
you a video of one person's seeing that all this happened. They're like the ball hit the stands. The guy was able to get to it before she did, and like within seconds, like he grabbed it and her hand was already down, was on her way down there to grab the ball, and she followed him back to his spot and started yelling at him to give it to her because she was the one who got it, which isn't the case. He got it. She was just there at the same time. So
She lost. It's always a competition.
yeah.
And this is like there was that German CEO. That
Yeah, they
stole
made
the
fun of
hat
her.
from the.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was that guy. And the worst part about that guy was he just refused to actually apologize. His apology was the most like
He just told the
half-assed
kid,
meme
said
I've
the
ever
kid was
seen.
too slow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Snooze, you
yeah,
lose.
like
Basically, snooze you lose is what he said.
yeah. He's like, this kid should be happy. I taught him this lesson. It's like, what a fucking piece of shit.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. Now, next story is that Arnold Schwarzenegger has chosen to fight against the gerrymandering of California. Um, there is a between the lines I'm going to point out in this story, but the primary story coming from the Hill is former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, a Republican, is stepping back into the political arena as a crusader against partisan redistricting. So he's urging Californians to, quote, terminate gerrymandering,
Come
and
on.
has joined the likes. What's do
Come
your
on,
Arnold?
do it now.
And do,
Who's your daddy?
Go.
What does he do? Sorry,
Is not a tumor.
it's not a tumor.
But joins the likes of former GOP GOP speaker Kevin McCarthy, donor Charlie Munger Jr., and state GOP legislators in pushing back on the plan, which could net 5 Democratic House seats. So he's long been a champion of the commission, which voters approved during his tenure as governor. So a lot of people see this as more of a legacy, a protection of his legacy, than actually giving a shit about the Republicans winning this election.
Because wasn't he a Republican when he was a governor?
He still is, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very independent person. So he's anti-Trump. He's a never mega Republican.
Wish there was more.
Right? Yeah, if there'd been a few, we might not have this issue.
Right?
So, and I guess here, literally the next sentence: Schwarzenegger was and is a Republican, but there are certain issues that separate him. Your timing is perfect, though. You're asking the question at the right time, because that's when the article's going to answer it. One of those is his work on climate change legislation, but his reform legacy might be what makes him what he's most proud of. But what this is doing, though, so what Schwarzenegger is doing is he's raising money for this nonprofit election commission group that basically, I'm not getting it from this article, I'm getting it from a different article I read. But he's raising this campaign to terminate gerrymandering is raising money for a group that fights against gerrymandering in California. But this group that Schwarzenegger is giving his money to has already come out and said that they are not going to oppose Newsom's effort to gerrymander California. So Schwarzenegger is coming out to defend his legacy, but he's giving all this money to a group that said they're not going to fight the effort.
That is kind of a good thing, but he has even said that he does think it's this thing is wrong.
Right, it's still it still potentially hurts the election, the vote, because voters still have to go to the polls this November and vote for it. So
yeah.
any ads against it and any talk against it could hurt it.
I do think he's against gerrymandering in Texas, but he also just anti-gerrymandering period, which I am too. Honestly, they need to stop doing it.
Yeah, we're all for this, and even the California plan is only for this election and the next election, and then goes back to normal in 2030, or maybe 2030 is the last year, and then it goes back to normal.
You want to hear something funny? I legitimately didn't know what gerrymandering was until real recently. I just figured something to do with some dude named Jerry.
Yes.
Why is Jerry always getting into shit with these guys, and what's the problem? And that's what
it's a portmanteau of Jerry and Salamander.
And then when Rick and Morty came out, I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about, Jerry. He's an asshole, right?
But no, it really is. It was somebody. I think a congressman named Jerry, I don't know if it's a first name or a last name, had his district redrawn to help him get reelected, and it was so absurdly redrawn that it looked like the shape of a salamander, and that's where the term gerrymander came from.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it was a pejorative. It was meant to be a description of how bad and wrong it was.
Yeah.
Like, you think of a district as like a box or a circle, and not a fucking salamander.
Well, it's just bad today that some of these redistrictings will like run through entire like streets for the whole county just to keep the numbers like they want them to.
Oh yeah, I'm impressed by our district, well, my former district where my parents live, because it used to just be like the east side of King County, and towards the end of Dave Reichert's career, he was our representative after he retired from the King County Sheriff. Um, in order to help him hang on a little bit longer, they redrew our congressional district to where it's like the east side of King County, and then has an arm that stretches all the way to Yakima.
Oh, that's funny.
So literally, there was like people in western Yakima that are like in the same district as my parents in East Renton.
Oh, my
wow.
God. See, that's crazy. That shouldn't happen.
That's
But
nuts.
but we went on to win that seat, and now we've got it pretty. It's like a 90. It's just like a slam dunk for the Democrat to win it every year now, which is great.
I mean, but still, that's what, yeah. I'm not really for that, but I mean, I feel like we'd win here no matter what, anyhow.
Yeah. No, we did lose a seat though, didn't we? Here in like 2020,
I think we did.
Couldn't tell you.
somebody got it. Like some other state got it instead of us.
I mean, at least we can get Andy Culp. That was, we dodged that weirdo.
So Trump has made a move, going to our next story now from NBC News. And, excuse me. Trump is trying to ban mail-in voting, which we talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
Trump tried to,
He's been wanting to do that since 2016.
and his own party is now fighting him because they know that having a message that mail-in voting is bad is really going to screw them in states where it's allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been, how long have we had mail-in voting only here in Washington?
Mail-in voting only, 20 years?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's about when I started voting, is 20 years ago. No, actually,
That's when I turned 18, almost a little over.
Yeah, I think my first vote was during Bush Jr. His first term.
Yeah, my first presidential election was Bush Jr.'s re-election, 2004.
Yeah.
I think that
I
would've
was
been mine, too.
I was definitely old enough to vote throughout the 90s, but I don't think I even cared. I may have voted for Clinton, but I don't remember it.
You could have voted for Perot, maybe.
No, I would have never voted for that guy. He was fucking weird, and I didn't like him.
I got $4 billion.
As Dana Carvey would do, let me finish. Let me finish.
Would you let me finish?
I mean, the only thing I remember from Ross Perot was Dana Carvey's impression on SNL. Absolutely hilarious.
And there was, I remember Dana Carvey's, and then at the same time, was it Amanda Bynes? Somebody on All That was
that was
also
Amanda
doing,
Bynes doing it on all that, yeah.
and it was so fucking funny.
She's like 4'2", yeah.
That's like probably my favorite thing she's ever done.
Yeah. I forgot that was her. I remember seeing that.
Rest in peace, by the way.
Oh, she's still alive.
She's not dead. I just hope she gets a good night's sleep.
I mean, she's clean and sober for about 10 years now, I think. So, and I think
something weird happened. I read this was a year ago or more, but I read something that she had some sort of psychiatric break here in the last couple years.
I know back in 2013 she had like a mental health problem. She was in the news a lot. I think she was drinking and doing a lot of drugs, and she was, I don't know, something was going on where people were worried about her. That's all I remember.
Yes. Well, I was gonna say, wasn't she like found walking naked down the street or something? Like,
she was she had a psychotic break or something, and she was, I don't know if she was naked, but she was definitely not, she was visibly not well.
Yeah, it may be longer ago than I'm thinking. I've gotten to that age where all the years are blurring together.
There was something recently where she's kind of gotten back in the news again, but she doesn't look the same at all. She's got like face tattoos and weirdness about her right now. So
yeah, it's just the child star syndrome. It just, I don't know if it's just because you're getting so taken advantage of at such a young age, or if it's all the attention at such a young age.
Maybe it's that guy from Nickelodeon, the one who caused all those kids to have therapy for the rest of their lives.
I mean, you never know on that end either. But just in general though, like every child actor, like it's really rare for them to make it out as a functioning adult.
If you guys haven't seen that docuseries, I think it's on Hulu. absolutely watch it. The one about the Nickelodeon in the 90s.
Yeah, I have
Oh
seen
my
a bunch
God,
of it.
I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name.
We don't need to say his name, yeah.
I mean,
But
no, the guy who did all those things. It's like, yeah, he was the fat one on that
yeah,
high school TV show with Howard Hessman and
I was
yeah.
I'm grateful all my memories of Nickelodeon I think are from before that guy got involved.
My memories
Mostly.
of Nickelodeon are from like the early to mid '80s. So it was like Salute Your Shorts was probably the more
Yeah.
recent of all of them.
Can't do that on television.
Can't do that on television.
Are You Afraid of the
Are
Dark?
You Afraid of the Dark? Mighty Mouse, not Mighty Mouse.
Ren and Stimpy.
Danger
Ren and
Mouse.
Stimpy?
He was like
Oh,
he was like a British spy, but it was like Mickey Mouse meets James Bond. Yeah, that was. But yeah, no, 2000 early 2000s, a little bit I remember. I mean, but most of the Nickelodeon stuff I remember is from like the 80s and early 90s.
but yeah, and then going back to the story on the mail-in voting, I do foresee a situation, if not before this, during the next presidential election, where they're going to come in during the vote counting if the Democrat had won, and they're going to not count any states. They're going to reject the ballots of any state that had mail-in voting.
They can't.
On the
They certainly can try, but we have a right to set our own, a
Yeah,
voting
yeah,
method.
it'll be completely illegal, but what are we going to do about it if we don't have, like, what are we going to do about it if they just decide not to count those ballots and they just say, you know what, we're only going to we don't have enough ballots now, we're going to go to the House and vote at the House of Representatives. And then, I mean, short of all of us storming the castle, like, what stops them?
I can't imagine them throwing away like several states worth of votes.
They were gonna do it in 2020. Like, if it hadn't been for the riot on January 6th, they were gonna do it. This is what Bannon called the Green Bay sweep. He said he noted there's nothing that the Democrats can do to stop them. They had, at the time, they had the presidency and the vice president was overseeing it. If they could have got Mike Pence to, that's the only, Mike Pence maybe not would have gone along with it, but with JD Vance, they will. Like, that was the only thing stopping them is like Ron Johnson was gonna try and do it. He was trying to get the papers to Mike Pence to have him reject he was trying to get the alternative slates to Mike Pence, and Pence is the only thing that stopped it, really. It's Pence and the riot.
I hope not.
Well, it's just I think they have other plans before then, so we'll see how it all goes. That's the thing, is they've got multiple levels of, like, well, if this doesn't work, then we have this. If that doesn't work, then we have this. Like, they're gonna put it, like, trying to put cities on lockdown and station the National Guard and just basically deter people from leaving their house when it's time to vote.
Fascism.
So really, all we can do is start focusing on what we can do as a state and what we can do allying with other states, and to that end, with the utter collapse of trust in the Department of Health and the CDC, thanks to fucking RFK Jr., California, Oregon, and Washington are launching a new West Coast Health Alliance, which is like West Coast Adventures or something, to uphold scientific integrity in public health.
Wait, we're like the West Coast Teen Titans. We don't have Robin or Beast Boy. We have the other ones. I mean, I guess it's okay. And we have Aqualad, I guess.
But yeah, in response to recent federal actions that have undermined the independence of the CDC and raised concerns about the politicization of science, California, Oregon, and Washington are beginning the process to provide evidence-based unified recommendations to their residents regarding who should receive immunizations and to help ensure the public has access and credible information. So basically, we're being our own West Coast federal government, right? Like, That's what we are. We're like, okay, here's how a government should act. And quite frankly, I hope these 3 states, and then there's actually another update to this I'll get to in a second. But I hope these states can join together and start doing a shadow government, do an actual shadow Congress, an actual shadow Senate, actual shadow presidency. Like, say, these are the things we would be passing, these are the bills we would be signing, these are the policies we would be implementing if we had control. This is what they do in Canada. I think they even do it in England. But they have shadow governments, which I didn't know this term. I heard shadow government before, and I always thought of like the bad guy in a G.I. Joe series or something. Like, what an actual shadow government is when the party out of power does mirror versions of the actual government just to show the people what they would be doing if they were in power. And I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. Why the fuck does that never happen in our country?
Because our politicians don't actually want things to change.
It seems that way, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like it'd be good for them to get that into power. And I know, then they'd be held accountable to actually do that shit. That, like, you got it passed in the shadow government, why can't you do it now that you have the real one? Like, I'm sure they don't want that finger wag, but come on, that's pussy shit. Just fucking put your helmet on and get in the game. Be a shadow government and then go do what you said you would do.
Brandon, every time he says shadow government, I almost want to be like the skids. Shadow government. Shadow government. It's a Letterkenny reference. Every time they say dark web, one of them goes, dark web.
But speaking of, so that previous announcement came from California's state governor's office. Our governor, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson, he has also now put out a release saying Hawaii is to join the West Coast Health Alliance with Washington, California, and Oregon. So you know, I want to read this part right here because it talks about the CDC's dismantling. So since its founding, the CDC has been central to protecting Americans from disease, but recent leadership changes, reduced transparency, and the sidelining of long-trusted advisory bodies have impaired the agency's capacity to prepare the nation for respiratory virus season and other public health challenges. In a vacuum of clear, evidence-based vaccine guidance, manufacturers lack reliable information to plan production, healthcare providers struggle to provide consistent plans of care, and families face uncertainty about access and coverage. In June, Washington, California, and Oregon condemned Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s removal of all 17 members of the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. Today, we reaffirm our commitment to science-driven decision-making. We will continue to provide clear, evidence-based guidance to people living in our states. Look to scientific experts and trusted medical professional organizations for recommendations, and work with the public health leaders across the country to ensure all Americans are protected. The absence of consistent science-based federal leadership poses a direct threat to our nation's health security. To protect the health of our communities, the West Coast Health Alliance will continue to ensure that our public health strategies are based on the best available science. And here, fuck yeah. Like, that's exactly what we need to be doing. We need to show how good governance is done. Like, we need to demonstrate. We need to walk the walk, right? We can talk the talk all we want, but we got to walk the walk.
Right.
And this is walking the walk. More of this, please. More of this, please.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know. We need to codify like mail-in voting into our state constitution as well. That would be another good step.
I have not voted any other way, man. Ever since I voted for the first time, I've always done the mail-in ballot. I've always filled it out at home and then taken it to one of those official drop boxes.
Yep, and then you can track your ballot. You can make sure it gets counted. Find out if there was an issue with it. If there was an issue, you can go cure it. It's a fucking perfect system here. I mean, perfect as an approximation. It's a great, brilliant system.
Yeah, it's a great system.
It's weird to me that they think that there are people out there who fraudulently are sending in ballots.
Where are they?
Well, it does. I mean, yes, the possibility does exist that you could, your family doesn't want to vote, so you register. But you got them all to register, and you just fill out their ballots for them and send them in. But how is that any different? Like, that's those people deciding to use their vote in that way. So that's That's their choice. 2, how is that any different than fucking JD Vance's plan, where the head of the household, gets to vote for the whole household? Like, that's what he wants to do. So
So
the
his
right can
so
shut
his
up on
couch
that.
can't vote. Then is what you're saying.
Yeah, the couch may count towards his vote.
I mean, let's be honest. He probably has a futon, and it's probably he's had the futon for 30+ years. It's probably got a bunch of holes in it. It's got
all of everything he owns is a love seat.
It's a
I'm
love
sure it's
seat.
got some weird stains on it.
Yeah, every seat's a love seat if you love it hard
every
enough.
love seat for
If
him.
you love it hard enough, yeah. But I think that falls in line of with every accusation is what's the word I'm looking for? Where they're huh?
Every accusation is a confession.
That's it. Yes, thank you. My brain was just like it loaded halfway and then stopped.
Buffering, still buffering.
Yeah.
Damn it, Maria Cantwell. Should have never programmed my brain with real technologies.
Like real networks technologies?
Exactly, yeah.
God, I fucking hated that software.
Did you know that's Maria Cantwell?
Oh, is it really?
She's the I don't know what her exact role was, but she was part of the startup. She's like credited with starting up Real Networks.
Oh wow, that was one of my least favorite call center jobs I ever had, was dealing with people who had Rhapsody and were like
awful.
People who were like, I ripped all these songs off of this CD, music CD, and my computer crashed. I need you to give me those credits so I can download those songs again. It's like, no, you didn't make a backup. That's not our fault. That was their stance. Now, if you have like a license for music, you can re-download it later, but it's like they wouldn't let people do that back then.
That's crazy. You could lose your digital file.
Yeah.
It's the same as losing your CD.
Yeah, they were like, well, would you... And the example they gave to me to give to customers who wanted this is like, would you take your scratch CD that you scratched because you dropped it and stood on it? Would you take it back to Tower Records and expect them to replace it? Well, no.
Maybe.
Well, more often than not, they go, well, no, because that's not the same thing. It really is, but okay. At least it was back then. I mean, nowadays when you buy music, you download the MP3s, and if you don't back them up, you're not. You can re-download them again, I think, but it's not like it's not like a one-time. It's not like buying an NFT. Even if you lost it, it's gone. It's hosed. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation, guys.
No, we were we were just wrapping that topic up. So
cool.
I think if there's nothing else, we can move on to What's Geek this week.
Oh yeah. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Welcome to What's Geek this week. Your go-to for the coolest in pop culture, tech, and nerdy news. Let's dive in.
Oh yeah. I had a bunch of stories from last week when we didn't record. I didn't add anything this week because I figured those stories were still pretty cool. Where's my fucking list of stuff? There it is. I had to scroll through all my tabs again. It looks as though for people who have little kids and you don't want to have to subscribe to Netflix in order to get Sesame Street, everything will be on YouTube. All of the entire catalog of Sesame Street will be available on YouTube. And of course now I can't open it because I have to disable my ad blocker just to fucking look at this thing. God damn it. I mean, if you guys didn't have so many damn advertisements, I wouldn't have a problem with it. So, all right, here we go. Hundreds of classic Sesame Street episodes will hit YouTube with Sesame Workshop deal exclusive. Sesame Workshop will continue to produce some original content for YouTube and host workshops with creators to help them create entertaining and educational content. That's cool. YouTube is picking up some prime new real estate. Sesame Street, the video platform, says it's inked an expanded partnership with the nonprofit behind the show Sesame Workshop, which will make YouTube the largest digital library of Sesame Street content available, including hundreds of classic episodes beginning in January 2026. Sesame Street, of course, will debut new episodes on Netflix and PBS in November, and Netflix has picked up about 90 hours of library episodes. Warner Brothers HBO Max also continues to make some library episodes available. YouTube, however, will top both of them alongside new content created specifically for YouTube. That's fucking cool. I don't know about you guys, but I loved Sesame Street when I was a little kid. I watched it all the time.
Well, especially with the way that the Trump administration is attacking PBS and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, like having Sesame Street on YouTube, like that just makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you see like classic episodes from like the 70s, those were the ones that I watched. And the show started like 2 years before I was even born. So, I mean, no, 4 years before. I was born in 71, and I think it started in 69, 68. So, yeah. That's cool. I'm happy for all the young kids out there who get to watch Sesame Street on YouTube. I guess it's, now that, I was thinking about this the other day, that, like, in the 90s is when Elmo became a thing, right?
That's my understanding, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was right around the time that, the Muppets, I think, were sold to Disney back then, and that's why Kermit stopped being on Sesame Street, because he was now part of a separate thing from the Sesame Street. He was no longer on both Muppet Show and in the movies.
Oh, okay. I always wondered about that.
Sesame Street, and I was like, that makes. I never made that connection before. Just like recently, I was like, oh, that's why we got fucking Elmo, because Disney bought Kermit. Thanks, Disney. All right. So next story is I first heard about this show just like about a month ago, because they posted a video on social media telling kids that, yeah, our show got canceled and we're kind of bummed about it. And it went viral to the point where, like, Nickelodeon's like, oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah, we canceled that show, and yeah, we realized that we screwed up. We'll fix that. And so Tiny Chef, if you've not ever heard of it, because I didn't hear of it until I saw that viral video on TikTok. Excuse me. It's this little not claymation, but it's like stop motion animation. And it's this little green guy who wears a chef hat, and he makes food, and he has a weird speech impediment when he talks, and it's for like Nick Jr., I think. But this is what it says here: the once canceled Nickelodeon series is going to be returning with a new season streaming with Paramount Plus later this fall. Nickelodeon has been going through just as many changes as the rest of broadcast television, as viewing habits continue to change and streaming services are seemingly moving further away from children's entertainment. This means that Nickelodeon has been going through changes that has resulted in some of their networks being shut down in a few regions. Sorry. As for their shows, some have unfortunately been brought to a truncated end, and as part of these shifts with the network as well. Tiny Chef Show was one of the such cancelizations that really got the attention of fans, as staff behind the series started a heartbreaking video response. This video has gone viral with fans to the point that the staff revealed that it got enough support to continue in some way after Nickelodeon's stint. And now fans can finally check out the final season of the series, as it will be available for streaming with Paramount Plus beginning next month after its broadcast run has come to an end. And the video that they did, I mean, he was basically like, hey, everybody doing his normal thing, and then all of a sudden he got a phone call. He's like, hold on, let me get this call. It's Nickelodeon. And so he answers, well, hey Nickelodeon, how you doing? And having this conversation, and I was like, oh, I mean, we're gonna do better next season because so and so is gonna be well behaved and all this other stuff. And like, oh, okay, I understand. And he started crying. And like, what's going on here? I don't even know what the hell this is, and I'm getting all like emotional watching this poor guy like get this heartbreaking phone call, and I'm like, what? And then I went down a rabbit hole of what Tiny Chef was, and it's an animated show with stop motion animation, and this guy making videos on making food and like doing dance videos like TikToks and whatever else. It's a cute little thing. I don't know. And it got Emmys too, which is really weird considering it's like if it was Emmy nominated and it actually won awards, why are you canceling the show? There's no reason for it. I don't know. I guess it has probably something to do with because Paramount Plus is part of that merger, right? Maybe that's why. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, I bet it has something to do with, you spend a bunch of money to buy a company, now you have to cut a bunch of costs to start making the money back faster.
And when you first look at that Tiny Chef, you're like, this is kind of stupid looking. I don't know why anybody would watch this. But then I started watching some of them. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cute. I get why people like it. I don't go out of my way to watch them, mind you, but the ones that I watched were very cute and very entertaining. So if you have kids, little kids even, it's good for them, I think. So. All right, next story is, and this one got me really excited because Knight Rider was one of my favorite shows when I was a little kid. I was like 8 or 9 years old when it came out, and I was obsessed with that car. I had a bunch of different toys that were Knight Rider related. But it looks like the guys behind Cobra Kai are going to be doing a Knight Rider movie. And I've seen a lot of comments about this, basically like, it has to be the Trans Am. It can't be a different kind of car, is what people are saying. You can't do that again because there was a revival series in 2008. It was a continuation of the original series. There was a new car. The new car was a Ford Mustang Shelby Cobra GT500 KR, and I watched like the first, I think 5 or 6 episodes. Like, okay, this is pretty cool. And the first half of this first season was really good. Second half, they decided to change things, and it became this other thing entirely, and it was different. And it wasn't that it was bad. It just wasn't as good as the first half of the season. They were trying to make adjustments to appeal to a wider range of viewers, I guess. But I saw this.
The kind of thing that happens a lot with those reboots.
Yeah. Like they tried to like. I think what happened was there was a lot of notes from the executives that knew nothing about Knight Rider. And so I was like, yeah, well, we'll make it a team effort because Team Knight Rider was so well received back in the 90s. But yeah, it says Kelly McCormick and David Leitch of 87 North are among those producing the big screen take on the 1980s show about a cool, handsome man and his cool talking car. All right. Well, of course, now no thanks. I don't want to do that. All right. Stupid.
So
Go ahead.
I'm assuming that with being the team from Cobra Kai, that this is going to be like, it's going to be a retro piece, like a period 80s, like set in the 80s with 80s technology.
I think what they're going to do is they'll probably do like they did with Cobra Kai, which was like bring back people that were involved with the original, but also introduce you to new people. And that's what Cobra Kai basically was. It was showing you where Daniel and what's his face were today, and what they're doing and how they've succeeded in life and how they didn't succeed in life and how things are changing, whatever else. I'm hoping that's what they do with this, because whoever was in charge of the Fall Guy movie needs to be fired, because that movie was not as entertaining as it should have been. But yeah, if these guys do well with this, like they did with the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, it will be a good movie, I think. Honestly, I would much rather see a new series, but hey, a movie's better than nothing. So
Is Mr. Feeney still alive to be the
Yes,
voice of Kid?
he was at SummerCon this year, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to go. I wanted to see him.
Oh,
And he was the voice of
bummer.
Kit.
Right.
Yeah,
So I wasn't sure if he was still alive or not. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I mean he looked old as fuck in the photos I saw from him at that event. I was like, oh god, he's never coming back. We're not gonna see him again unless they decide to bring him back next year, which he might still be around by then. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see this. If they do half as well they did with Cobra Kai and Karate Kid, because have you guys seen you've seen Cobra Kai, haven't you?
No, not really.
I haven't. I've seen clips of it, but I haven't actually sat down and watched an episode.
I was not one of those people who thought it was going to be a great thing. It's like, why would you bring back this as a TV show? I didn't understand why that was a good thing until I watched the first 3 episodes. Like, okay, no, I get it. Okay, I like this. This is reminiscent of the movies because it's all the same actors for the most part. All the older people in the show are the ones who were the teenagers back in the original movies. These guys are all in their 50s and mid to late 50s at this point. And then as the series continued, they kept bringing more people from the other movies back. I think the only person who did not make an appearance in the series was Hilary Swank. So, and I never saw that one anyhow, so it didn't really matter to me. But everybody else from the first 3...
That's the only Karate Kid movie, the one with Hilary Swank. That's the only Karate Kid movie I actually saw in a theater.
Oh wow, yeah, and I saw the original 3 in theaters.
Yeah, I was too young for the originals.
Yeah.
And then I was the right age for that one, and then I've been too old to go see the new ones.
No, you can see the new ones. In fact, I actually really like the one that's in theaters. I think still right now, because it crosses over the was it 2013 the one with Jaden Smith. That wasn't it wasn't karate. It was kung fu, but they called it Karate Kid for some reason. And it had Jackie Chan as Sifu or the whatever you call him. But in this new one, it has Daniel showing up in China to help, or was it vice versa? One of them comes to New York, I think, or vice versa. Either way, I liked it. It was entertaining. You didn't see Jaden Smith in it. It was a new kid, but Jackie Chan shows up, and then he and Daniel kind of go back and forth about the styles that they should be teaching or whatever else. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend watching it. It's worth watching. I enjoyed it. I didn't think there was anything bad about the show. I liked the story. I like how they basically they told it. The start of the series comes from Johnny's point of view. Like you see his point of view from the original movies in the storyline, where he thinks of himself as a good guy. He thought Daniel was a bully. It's a weird kind of. Initially, it was like, okay, this is weird, but I'll watch. And then, it's. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden just talking about Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. But anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I hope it actually gets made and doesn't get shelved like the last 2 or 3 that they tried to do in the last decade. All right. And the last story I have here for what's Geek this week was a video channel that I ran across. They're on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok called Mythical Public Radio, or MPR. And it's essentially like NPR, National Public Radio, but all the stories are about like science fiction and fantasy. And they do it in the same kind of like, in today's news, we're talking about 10 Forward, and then they go on about like Dungeons and Dragons as if it's a real thing and not a game. And I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was pretty funny. I didn't watch the entire video, but I subscribed to it, so I'll probably give you guys more updates on it as more videos. Right now, there's I think 5 videos there. So, and I put a link to the more recent one in the show notes for people.
It's going to create a War of the Worlds situation where people are not going to realize it's not actually NPR.
Right, or they're like, oh, they brought back NPR. They spelled it wrong, but it's back, But I don't know. I thought that was kind of. I thought it was a unique take on like talking about pop culture in a way that was entertaining.
Well, we were talking about it a little bit before the show, and it's very similar to the Good Night Sleep channel on YouTube that I listen to, where they do like Death Star Radio or Rebellion Radio from Star Wars, and it's this whole themed call-in show. It reminds me of like the Coast to Coast AM, but set in the Star Wars universe.
Well, this one was like one of the one that I saw on TikTok was Starfleet criticized for lack of seatbelts. And it says, let me click on it real quick. How long is this video? Doesn't say how long it is. It's probably like a minute or two. But it shows a video clip of everybody being thrown around because the ship is being under attack and everyone's thrashing around and rolling on the floor. And then it shows a video clip of seatbelts and how Starfleet needs to implement seatbelts in their ships so people don't get thrown into the bulkhead of the ship, So I don't know. I think it was pretty funny. If you like science fiction and fantasy, and you're also into NPR, which I don't do any NPR stuff because I like to not fall asleep while listening to shows. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for today as far as what's geek this week. We should probably get it over to the next segment. Florida Man or No? I'm thinking about changing this, actually.
Oh no, here we go again. A barefoot guy robbing a gas station. In the name of Gavin Newsom, call the police, arrest a Florida man. Is it Florida or not? Is it Florida or not?
All right, so I got 4 stories here. You can guys, what do you guys think? Which one should you go ahead and start at the top, or which one do you want to start with? Which one do you think?
Yeah, go ahead just go ahead off the top. I have not clicked on anything. I have no idea.
Neither.
Okay, so the first one is man accused stealing airport shuttle crashes into passenger-filled bus. Do you think that's a Florida thing, or is it somewhere else?
It definitely has the panache of Florida. It definitely could be Florida.
That sounds Florida to me.
Yeah, there's nothing ruling Florida out here. I'm going to go with Florida.
A man was arrested in Lee County, Florida, for stealing a shuttle bus and crashing into another one filled with passengers at Southwest Florida International Airport.
There we go.
I mean, yeah, some of these are really easy, man. I was trying to find ones that were not like blatantly like this has got to be Florida. It can't be anything else.
It's okay. I like being right.
The airport is what tipped me off for some reason. That sounds like a Florida airport story.
Yes, definitely.
All right, next story is forgetful man wins 500,000 prizes in one Powerball drawing. Is this a Florida guy or is this someplace else?
He won how much?
$500,000.
$500,000 prizes. The fact that you didn't say dollars, I'm gonna say it's not Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not Florida as well.
A forgetful Maryland man bought 2 identical tickets for a...
It still could have been dollars.
Yeah. I don't know why they wrote it that way. That's the way they wrote it, and I read it how they wrote it, so...
I was right, but for the wrong reason.
All right, next one. Man wakes woman up by mumbling next to her bed. Deputies catch him sleeping in her car. Let's see here.
That definitely checks out for Florida. What do you think, Brandon?
Wakes up mumbling. Yeah, that sounds Florida as fuck. That sounds like a meth story. Defuniac Springs, Florida. Deputies in Florida Panhandle say a man's bizarre journey through a stranger's home, then to her car, ended with him catching a ride to jail.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I hope so.
And all of these have like mugshots, and every single one of them look like they just woke up. And like, why am I here? Why is my photo? Why am I wearing orange? Kind of.
I was possessed.
Yeah.
3 for 3. Is that all of them?
We got one more. Man collects more than 3,800 pairs of Crocs.
I mean, that obviously has Florida written all over it, but is it too obvious? Is Todd tricking us here?
Yeah. I'm going to say not Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's like European or something.
You're both
That's
right.
a- yeah,
It's not Florida. It's Connecticut. This guy has
It's not European, though.
3,569 pairs.
Why?
I mean, everyone has it. I mean, every person that I've ever met that has like a specialty that they're into, like hyper focus, they don't collect just one or even 10. They collect hundreds of things, if not thousands. Like my buddy Emilio has a massive collection of GI Joe figures.
Emilio.
Yeah, now he is a massive, like he also has, I can't even count the number of Hot Wheels he's got. He's got a lot of toys. He's a toy collector. He's one of those guys that goes to those conventions and sells and buys and trades all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, Connecticut the Croc King earned the Guinness World Record when his collection of Crocs was tallied at 3,569 pairs, but he said that number is already out of date.
Oh my God. That's so many.
He just can't live without Crocahol.
Oh my gosh. The guy's name, I mean, if I would have started with the guy's name, you guys would have guessed Florida. Doogie Sandtiger said his fondness.
Oh my God.
for
That's like practice. That's like could be my gamer tag. Like
he goes, his fondness for the footwear began when he's 16 due to his childhood in foster care, leaving him without the knowledge of how to tie his shoes. Man,
yeah, my kids are in a similar boat actually.
I mean, if I had access to Crocs when I was a kid, I would have been wearing them all the time. In fact, when I was a kid, the only people they had Velcro shoes were kids who had orthopedic shoes. Like seriously, these were like made out of plastic and like straps of leather and like industrial stitching. The average
Sounds savage.
The average person did not have access to Velcro shoes until like I think the 90s. So yeah. That is all of them for Florida Man or No, unless you guys have some extras that we could,
I like Florida as fuck. I like that as.
Florida as fuck, yeah. Maybe we should call it that, Florida as fuck.
Because that kind of harkens back to the weird as fuck portion of it too. But then I just like that as FAF, Florida as fuck.
Florida AF, yeah.
Florida AF.
And they'll give me an excuse to redo the intro thing because I like that one, but I think it's a little too West Coast for it. It should sound something like you'd hear at a club in Florida, in Miami.
So like a Cuban hip hop.
It would probably be like house music or some EDM thing. I'll have to figure out what kind of EDM is popular down there. That's what I was trying to do initially, but it's like, you know what? I figured hip hop is hip hop. And then I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's never going to sound like it's from Florida. So, all right. I think that is...
Well, I think that does it for our show this week. I was feel recharged after a week off.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was a little bummed we didn't record last week, but I got over it, and I was like, I just really want to talk about these stories, man. But
Well, we got them in this week though, and that was fun. Hope everybody enjoyed listening to it. We'll be back here again next week around sometime Sunday afternoon. Live recording again. Maybe we'll get a caller.
Yeah, we didn't have. I don't think we even had any viewers. I think the one or two that showed up was probably me, like checking to see if it was streaming okay. But yeah, no, we didn't have anybody chimed in on the chat. The only person that said anything was me. I put in a nerd emoji because I was just making sure everything was working. Yeah, we had nobody listening.
So, but if you listen to this on the podcast or you're listening to it later, leave a review, leave a comment, and we'll hear more from us next week.
Yes. See you guys next week.